Hello friends and my dear students, welcome back to my channel Phoenix Physics. Today we are going to learn distance and displacement. Distance and displacement are two words related to the concept of motion in physics. What is distance? Distance is the actual path length traveled by an object in a given interval of time during the motion. Then what about displacement? Displacement is the difference between final position and initial position of the object in a given interval of time. It can also be defined as the shortest distance between two positions of the object. You know that distance is a scalar quantity. If it is scalar quantity, it has only magnitude. But displacement is a vector quantity. It has magnitude as well as direction. The direction is from the initial position to the final position of the object, like this. You should draw the arrow like this. The direction is from the initial to final position of the object. Let us discuss the difference between distance and displacement. Distance is total path covered by an object, like this. This is my total path. The total path covered by an object is called distance. Displacement is the shortest path covered by an object, like this. This is distance, means this part is the displacement. You know that distance is a scalar quantity, it has magnitude, and displacement is a vector quantity, it has magnitude and direction. The direction is from initial position to final position of the object. Then it can never be 0 or negative, always positive. Because it has only magnitude, it can never be negative or 0. Which one? Distance. It has only positive value. Similarly, here it can be positive or negative or 0. Fourth point, distance is always equal to or greater than the displacement. Here it is equal to or lesser than the displacement, never be greater than the displacement. And fifth point, there is always a distance covered whenever there is a motion. Displacement will be 0 if the body comes back to its initial position. This is very important. I'll explain. Consider a person walking 2 kilometers to reach the same point at which he had started. So this figure implies that the person covered the distance, that is 2 kilometers, but he has not been displaced by an inch. How? You know that displacement is nothing but the difference between final position and initial position of the object. Final minus initial position. Here this is our initial position. He returns back to the initial position. So final and initial positions are same. That is why displacement is 0. So displacement will be 0 if the body comes back to its initial position. Final one, it has many values between two positions. It has many values. This is also distance, this is also distance. Okay, so sum of so many values. So it has many values between two positions, but displacement has only one value. Based on the concept, two example problems are given. Assume your school is located 2 kilometers away from your home. In the morning, you are going to school and in the evening, you come back home. In this entire trip, what is the distance traveled and the displacement covered? The person starts from here, travels 2 kilometers and reached school. Again, he returns back to the initial position. So, the distance covered is equal to 4 kilometer, that is 2 plus 2, that is 2 kilometer and 2 kilometer. You know that distance means magnitude. It does not depend on the direction. That is why distance covered is equal to 4 kilometer. Or in other words, we can say distance is the total path covered by an object. Here this is one path and this is another path. The total path covered by an object is distance. Then what about displacement? You know that displacement will be 0 if the body comes back to its initial position. So the displacement is 0. Up to this clear? Look at the second example. An athlete covers 3 rounds on a circular track of radius 50 meter. Here radius is given 50 meter. Calculate the total distance and displacement traveled by him. So first we are going to calculate total distance. Here the athlete covers 3 rounds on a circular track. So total distance is nothing but 3 into circumference of the circle. What is the formula for circumference of the circle? That is 2 pi r. So 3 into 2 into pi into r. R is given 50 meter. So substitute 300 pi. You know the value. Pi is equal to 3.14. You can get 942 meter. Then what about displacement? After the 3 rounds, the athlete comes back to the starting position. So the final position and the initial positions are same. So the displacement is 0. Our next topic is displacement vector in Cartesian coordinate system. In our last video, we discussed about position vector. What is position vector? It is nothing but the position of a particle given instant of time with respect to some frame of reference or coordinate system, right? Why do we need position vector? If you know the position, we can simply calculate the displacement. Why? You know that displacement is nothing but the difference between final and initial position of the object. Once you know the position vector, you can easily calculate the displacement vector. Okay. Consider a xy plane like this. P1 be the point. How do you draw the position vector? Position vector should start from the origin like this. This one is nothing but R1. So at point P1, the position vector R1 is equal to x1 I vector plus y1 j vector, because it is a 2D plane. Then consider another point P2, or we can say the object moves from point P1 to point 2. Now how do you draw the position vector? Like this. This is my R2 vector. At point P2, the position vector R2 is equal to x2i vector plus y2j vector. Then what about displacement? Displacement is the difference between final and initial position of the object. This is delta R. Then what about the direction? The direction is always from the initial to final position like this. So this is my displacement vector. Displacement vector delta R is equal to R2 vector minus R1 vector. Then substitute the values. R2 is equal to x2i plus y2j vector minus x1i plus y1j vector. Or we can write x2 minus x1 I vector plus y2 minus y1j vector. This is our displacement vector. Up to this clear? Once you know the position or once you know the position vector, we can easily calculate the displacement vector. Based on the concept, one example problem is given. Calculate the displacement vector for a particle moving from a point P to Q as shown below. Calculate the magnitude of displacement. Consider a point P. At point P, the position vector R1 is equal to, so this is my position vector R1. How do you write the coordinates? You draw the perpendicular line to x-axis and y-axis like this. So here also 1 unit, here also 1 unit. So R1 is equal to I vector plus j vector. Next, at point Q, the position vector R2. So this is my point Q. Draw the position vector. This is R2. How do you write the coordinates? You just draw a perpendicular line to x-axis and a perpendicular line to y-axis. Here 4 units, here 2 units. R2 is equal to 4i vector plus 2j vector. Then what about displacement vector? This is my displacement vector, delta R. The displacement vector delta R is equal to R2 minus R1. What is R2 value? 4i plus 2j minus I plus j is equal to 3i vector plus j vector. This is your answer. Next we are going to calculate the magnitude of displacement. Therefore, the magnitude of displacement vector is delta R, that is modulus of delta R is equal to square root of 3 square plus 1 square, that is root of 9 plus 1 square root of 10 units. I hope this video is useful to you. If you like my video, please share and subscribe my video. Thank you.